because having good skills is half of winning a fight. The other half is having good equipment. All right, so it looks like the turkey enclosure just got finished, so I'll slap a door on there. And I think nest box is capital N. Yes, it is. And that's not what I want. Go ahead and put those in. Then we will turn that space into a pen/pasture and put all of our turkeys in. I had one less turkey than I thought I did. All right. Let's see, anything else? Bunny. Somebody's got a bunny. That's interesting. All right. Yep. So now they'll take those in there and they'll start laying eggs once and the nest boxes are in there. Let's see, what are we growing? Plump helmets? Probably just plump helmets. Oh, is that cave wheat? Nope. Dimple cups. Okay. Cool. All right, and poultry doesn't need food given to them. They just kind of, I guess, like forage. It's hard to describe. I've spent a non-zero amount of time around chickens, and it's a strange behavior because they basically spend all their time looking for small things to eat on the ground. All right, anyway, I'm gonna put the forge in, and this is why we need an anvil. Use blocks, why not? And then I think the other thing we want is furnaces. We want a smelter. And let's see, do I have glass? Do I have sand or clay? That's a good question. This looks like sand, but is it real sand or fake sand? It's real sand. All right, so I could also put in a glass furnace. So I'm designating a zone here, and I'm going to make it sand. And that means if I give, and you do this from, I keep hitting 2 to go to my workshops, but from glass furnaces, that's what they're called, you can tell dwarves to collect sand, and they will only do so if there's an area designated as a sand area and it has sand in it. Oh, I didn't mention that I switched the resolution down to 1280 by 720. I didn't think it looked awful in 1080p, but the problem was unless you had it full screen, it was kind of hard to see stuff. So I switched it down to this, so now hopefully even if it's playing in like the YouTube player to the side, you can still be able to see things. Because I know like Dwarf Fortress videos, especially if it's just people casually playing, is something that I enjoy watching like to the side while I'm doing something else. And that's something I noticed, is that if you have it at that HD setting, that it will... Why did I make this a zone? It makes it a little hard to see. I mean, you can still follow what's happening, but... You know, if people prefer it at 1080p, then let me know, because it doesn't make too much of a difference when I'm playing. It's like slightly blurrier at this resolution, but... And I can see slightly less, but it's, you know, whatever. All right, so I'm going to make a bar block for the metal stuff. And what I want here is metal bars. I don't want other. I want coal. Take that back. I don't want any blocks. And then I want stone, but I only want metal ores and economic. And that should get going. Can't remember. I don't believe I brought a smith, so we'll have to see if anyone can actually make anything there. Otherwise, I will probably just pick someone who's not doing anything and tell them to be a smith. All right. Food is doing very well. I assume somebody's been making drinks this whole time, so that's good. What do we got? All right, because I've been collecting things. Right. I think this is still set satisfactorily. Oh, no, don't cook that. All right. Oh, wow, we have a ton of eggs already. Great. Yes, 2 goes to kitchen. So I'm going to go ahead and forbid passage of this door and keep it tightly closed until we get some more turkeys. What do they call them? Turkey chicks, I guess? Either way. because I'm pretty good on food. I have like 150 or so for like 20 dwarves, so that should last me a while, and I'm still farming. Right, so what is most important right now? I feel like it's probably making living spaces and weapons. So we've got our metal stuff setting up, and we've got, it looks like, enough rooms but not enough furniture, and I'm really debating whether or not I want to give our record keeper just a little office off to the side somewhere, because I don't have a good spot to put it in here. But while I'm at it, I think I will go ahead and designate a couple more rows to mine, since I don't think my miners are doing anything and there is metal ore in here. So I'll probably just cut this out because I'm going to designate a few. And I'm probably just going to be mostly quiet and sitting here clacking away. Okay, I formally apologize to anyone who dislikes asymmetrical layouts, but I think this looks pretty okay. As far as, because it's symmetrical on either side, on the top and bottom, but that'll give me enough room for 40 dwarves, so that'll last me for a little while probably. And hey, that stone isn't getting smooth. Also, I'm leaving a lot of metal in the walls, which you could mine out and replace with builded walls or something like that, but I don't like doing that because then it looks weird, because you can see the natural wall behind the fake one. It's very ugly to me, basically. All right, make doors. Just make lots of doors. And beds. I really need to set up my... Okay, I have my bookkeeper. Yeah, I need to set up my manager sooner than later, because that is very useful. All right, I think I'm just gonna make a little office for the bookkeeper down here. And you can make your manager and your bookkeeper the same dwarf. That's fairly convenient. The only problem is that you can sometimes wait a long time for them to do both of those things. And they'll get to it, it can just take a while. Oh no, I could have put... Oh, okay, I see. See, the top row there has an extra tile of room between it and the one to its left, because that one is shifted over slightly. So I made it so that the two rows on the right are symmetrical with each other, but they weren't with the thing. But that is fine. I think with Dwarf Fortress, sometimes you just gotta roll with whatever you got happening. Whatever happens. Alright, no one is smoothing that stuff, so I'm gonna find someone to do smoothing. Alright, this guy's a peasant. Let's see what he's got going on. Nothing. Oh, he's a poet. Okay, yeah, you can smooth, because it's gonna be a while until I get a tavern for you to do anything in. So yeah, have fun with that. All right, it looks like I do not have a smith or anything right now, or any wood burners, which is unfortunate. Because I know if I assign someone to be a metalsmith, I'm gonna get them up to like adequate smith, and then some like, you know, professional smith is gonna show up the next day. But I think I want weapons right now. I think that's important. Let's see, strain extractor. I think I already gave this guy something right. All right, he's doing crafts. I might just have to generate some income and wait for more migrants, honestly. My dwarves are fairly busy. Why are you fishing? You do not fish. We do not need fishermen. What you should do instead of fishing is butchery. Yeah. Okay, now we have 2 Fisher Dwarfs. That is one too many for my taste. Let's see, that would be in metalsmithing, furnace operating, and is wood burning separate? I don't think it is. Let me check. No, I think wood burning is the same thing. I do want him to do lye making, though, because that's kind of similar, and it doesn't matter if the dwarf is skilled or not. It's in here somewhere. There it is. Then lye making is part of the soap creation process. Alright, I don't mind having 1 fisherman. Should one of these farmers be a smith? Oh wait, this guy's a wood burner. Oh, it is separate. Alright, and potash making. Alright. I want them to, yep, alright. So, where was that other guy? He was right there and I didn't see it. It's like I couldn't find mechanics. Go me. Surprised that both dwarves, that we don't have that many dwarves in here. What's he doing? He's still combat drilling. Yeah. Oh, okay, there's 2 of them in the same spot. Okay. See, now we have Zassit is leading a dodging demonstration, and Degel, I don't know how to pronounce it with umlauts, I don't know how to pronounce that E, is watching, because he is a novice dodger. Alright, so, yeah, the one with the higher skill is teaching the other one, which is why I gave them teaching and learning, so that they can get skills spread out faster. Hopefully, anyway, that's the goal. Let's see, do I have any starving animals? Yep, I see some starving animals. Where's my... There it is. And the unfortunate thing about keeping all your animals outside like this is that if something attacks us, they're just done for. So I should probably figure out a better place to put them. Billy Goat's fine, he'll get fed. But I want the bunny and the yak calf out there. Wait, did somebody own that bunny? No, it was a stray bunny, right? Right? No, it was not. Alright, then its owner should feed it, theoretically. And you can assign people's pets to pens and pastures, which I'm not sure if that actually has any effect on the dwarf who owns the pet, necessarily. Because I've never really looked into what the actual process of thoughts that come and go from pets, and if they have to be near the dwarf or not for any of those to occur. Ooh, is that vomit? The stairs turned green. No, there's grass growing on it. Dang. Right. Expedition leader. I need to get some nobles' quarters ready sooner than later, probably. I'll probably... Do I want to skip having a sheriff? I guess I'll show what that's like. So I'll have to have one for him, too. Right. So I need to have, like, 3-ish rooms ready. I have 2 mined out, so I guess I'll get a 3rd set going. Make it over here so I can keep it symmetrical. There's always something to do in Dwarf Fortress. It's a very, what's the word? I want to say eclectic, but I'm not sure if that's the word I'm actually looking for. But it's, when I find games like Dwarf Fortress where there's so many things going on and so many things to do that you basically just always have something waiting for you. I always find those games very addicting because it's very easy to just kind of get lost in the flow of it all. So I have 40 bedrooms, and I'm gonna have 4 nobles' quarters. I guess I'll move this guy's office. To here. And that can be a real room. I'm sure I have some beds I can put out. If you just put out a bed and don't assign it as a room, dwarves will just use it. And nobody will claim it. If you turn it into a room, like I did with some of those other ones, I think, if I've done that already, then a dwarf will claim it as their space. And that gives them some nice happy thoughts, especially if it's nice. But other dwarves won't use it unless they're married to that dwarf. Which, usually you don't need as many rooms as you have dwarfs because, especially once your fort gets going, you'll often have like little families and they'll all share a room. But they'll pair up and split off. I can't remember how that works. I feel like it's very arbitrary how dwarves form relationships with each other and get married and stuff, but I don't really remember very well. I should probably have crafts going too while I'm thinking about it. Let's see, instruments. I don't even want to touch instruments. They're randomly generated, and oh, looks like a lot of them are pretty easy to make actually. That's nice. And whoops, I just opened my calculator. That's gonna be a black screen. All right. But I don't want to make any of those. I reached for my plus and minus, and the calculator key is slightly above that, so that's what happened there. Let's see, I don't think I have much of the other stuff, so I guess I'll just make rock crafts for now. And I also want to make mugs, because dwarves like having mugs to drink things out of. I think I made a bunch of pots already. Hives, you can do beekeeping, that's fun. I don't think I'm going to bother with that right this second, though. And if you tell them to make crafts, I think they'll just kind of randomly pick a lot of this other stuff, but you can also tell them to make specific things, which is nice enough, I suppose. I guess I'll put on a few jugs and pots just to make sure I have those. That will generate me some value, create value from nothing. And I think, where do I want to put my hospital? I could put it over here, I suppose, since this is already asymmetrical. You don't need your hospital to be very big. You basically need a couple spots for storage, and then a spot for table and attraction bench, and then some beds. And I like to have plenty of beds, so I'm going to make it about that big. And that's bigger than it needs to be, honestly, but, you know. And then a hospital is a zone, so I can actually go ahead and do that now. Except I can't because it's not revealed. Silly me. Alright, are these rooms rooms? They are not. Alright, I'm going to make some bedrooms. So you just hit R, and then obviously you can change the size, but it stops at the door. Which is what set internal does, is it makes it so that the room doesn't care about the door being there, which is what that is for, which I only discovered after starting this, so even I am learning.